So a couple of weeks ago, I did a podcast on fatherhood at the suggestion of one of my friends, because if you don't know, I have 8 children, 20 grandchildren, and I've been doing this a while. So when I did this podcast for fatherhood, it kind of felt like I didn't have enough time to talk about everything because there's so much involved as being a dad. And so I wanted to do a series of podcasts. So my daughter suggested I do that. And so I'm going to do 8 or 10 podcasts that kind of go in chronological order of how I had kids or when I had kids. But I think this podcast primarily is going to be about kind of the foundation of where I'm headed with this whole podcast. And I'll tell you a couple things, and if you haven't listened to me before, sometimes I get a little all over the board, but there's a lot to discuss. And um, if you're a new dad and you have kids already, or your kids are junior high or elementary school or whatever, or if you're planning on having children, I think this podcast will be interesting. And believe me, being a father is one of the most successful things I've ever done in my life, but it's not for the faint of heart.